Hi, my name is Vyshnavi Karra, and I'm the author of an upcoming book on the relationship between science and government. This book explores the intersection of science and government, especially how that relationship has evolved over the years and the consequences of that relationship. What happens when that relationship is good, like the scale-up of penicillin production? And what happens when that relationship is bad, like politicians bolstering anti-vaccine propaganda? This book also includes stories and insights from many different journals and newspapers, my own personal experiences, and the experiences of friends and colleagues that I talk to. I decided to write this book because as a scientist, I felt like putting facts out there into the universe was no longer enough. In this age of the internet, anyone can Google anything, or write anything that can be Googled, which means that scientists like myself need to become more involved in advocating their work rather than letting other people spin it however they want. You can see how important it is for scientists to engage the public with the COVID-19 pandemic, climate change, data privacy, anti-vaccine movement, etc. I'm a scientist and a woman of color pursuing my PhD, so I feel as though I can bring unique views based on my experiences, which has shaped my thinking and worldview in so many ways. I'm also the proud older sister of a special needs brother, and growing up I've always been interested in both healthcare and politics, because my brother's ability to survive and thrive is political. The Affordable Care Act, Social Security, Medicaid, busing, schooling, disability services, everything. That has shaped me into becoming a scientist, but also an advocate for better health care and education for others like my brother. The coolest story I share in this book is a story about my friend Dr. Tess. She was at a conference a couple years ago and met someone there, let's call her Sasha, at her hostel, and realized that Sasha had some anti-vaccination sentiment. Sasha knew someone that reacted poorly to a vaccine, and when Tess found out about that reasoning, that made her pause, listen, and take on a more empathetic tone. That experience changed Tess, a fellow scientist, on how she interacts with the public. Instead of just using facts to explain concepts, she takes the time to listen, understand, and respond in a way that engages the public. I want people to come away after reading this book with a means to weaponize science and scientific data in a way to combat fake news, weaponize it for the greater good. I also want scientists to become more involved in science advocacy, because if we don't advocate our own work as the experts in our niches, someone else will and spin it for their own personal gain. You will enjoy this book if you are interested in just how important the relationship between science and government has been in the past, want to know why that relationship is key to the progress of society. You will also be interested in the book if you're a scientist and you're still a little hesitant about becoming your own advocate, but are curious to see what that could look like. My name is Vyshnavi Karra, and my book is about the relationship between science and government.